You have the eye for human weakness, but not the stomach.
What's this about?
Oh, just a feeling I have.
Ouch. When you get those feelings, insurance companies start to go bankrupt.
What kind of music do you usually have here?
Oh, we got both kinds. We got country and western.
Are you the police?
No, ma'am. We're musicians.
It's the Al Travis Show. Love having him on. He's Senator Andrew Lang. Senator Lang, how you doing?
Not too bad.
I
Just
I
being
appreciate
a little warm
taking
this morning. It's warm out.
I appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this for us. I seriously do.
Yeah.
I'm losing a little bit of faith, not you in general, but just the state of Minnesota. And here's where I'm at. So we've had, and again, I'm counting them, let's see, overpaid unemployment, insurance fraud, frontline worker pay fraud, you might have heard of Feeding Our Futures fraud, child care fraud, adult daycare fraud, Minnesota Autism Clinics fraud, medical transportation fraud, Medicare establishment fraud. Now we have this Minnesota housing stability fraud.
Yeah.
What's getting me, sir, is it seems like we set up the ability to steal from us in the exact same format. Come up with a name, send it to the state, tell us you did what we asked you to do, even if you didn't. I don't care. We'll just send you money.
Yeah.
Well, the federal government says we're going to come take a look at this one because this seems like the guy in charge says it looks like 100% was stolen. Like no one got talked. So he says that, and Minnesota shuts it down. We didn't shut down any of the other ones I just mentioned, sir. How bad is this one when we're going to look at it? How bad is it going to get?
Well, if it's $120 million, I think it was last year.
104 is what I've got.
104. Okay.
Okay.
Not that it matters once it gets that big. You can't even keep track. But yeah, $104 million. And what the federal prosecutor said was that almost all of it was fraud. Almost all. Well,
you're not helping me feel better, but let me do.
And like I always say, politicians are kind of an easy target, right?
Yeah.
Like it's our fault. We're not following up on it. When the truth of it is, as a politician and a representative or a senator, you only really do two things. What do? You make policy, right? You make law and you spend money. How do we spend money? We give it to agencies and that are entrusted to do the right thing. Well, the oversight of those agencies is the Attorney General and the governor's office.
See, and there's some guy. Here's what's getting me because Feeding Our Futures. There was so much money we could never tell that whatever city it was, Park Rapids or whatever, was literally serving more people than live in Park Rapids. Whatever, there's these stories like, oh, we don't know, we'll just send the check. Yeah. This is kind of like that. So if I can do the numbers, it's terrible for radio, but it started in 2020 with $2.6 million.
Yeah.
$60 billion budget, that's a small potatoes, you bet. The next year, they get $21 million, and they put a tag on 8,300 people that they want to help. So you just went up 9 times in 1 year, and I don't know, no one said anything, fine. Every year it goes up. 4 years into this now, 2024, 104 million, and there's 21,000 homeless. So since we started the program, we've 40 times the money.
Yeah.
And we don't have less homeless people. We have almost 2.5 times more homeless people.
Yeah.
What is the metric that says we're stopping the craziness?
Well, again, like I said, this is something where I think it was Senator Laurie that carried this bill like 5 years ago or 6 years ago when he was still in office. And it was a housing stabilization thing where it was supposed to like help people between jobs or, keep their homes or not necessarily homeless. But how does it become $100 million get with the legislature not doing anything? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, the legislature
never took action on it.
Somebody's on a committee somewhere, and these Department of Human Services a massive budget. I understand. You may not have noticed this one of it because all the others that had. I get it. But there's someone at the Department of Human Services that's the manager, and he's got Bob overlooking this account, right? You're going to be the rent stabilization guy. And those two don't see, first it's not working, and then don't see that they went from 2.6 million to 104. Do they think they're succeeding?
Right.
Is that the thing? There's, well, look at me. My department's up to 104 million. I can get this to 200 if no one looks.
Maybe they get a bonus for spending money. I don't know.
I want that. You laugh, Senator. That
I
is my
know.
feeling. It has gotten to this. Common sense says this has to be looked at. This is it working? Is it not? We're 5 years in. Has anyone got housing?
I
don't
doubt
know.
it.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't the goal. The other thing, Senator, when you set this up, I pointed at you.
Yeah.
You said that I could find homeless Al. Senator Langston, come talk to Al. Al, you're homeless. You got problems. You're in the middle of jobs. Yes, I'm having a tough time. Let's sit and talk for 150 hours. I get $70 an hour for that. You would get it to talk to me. Sure. What? There are 2, 3, maybe 4 programs that would help him. How long does that take to talk about? You're talking 3.5 weeks full-time service talking to Al about homelessness. There's not that much to say.
Well, again, this program, whoever was instituted by in the Department of Health, or if it was DHS or what it was, I still haven't heard of anybody being reprimanded or fired that works for the state. None of them. Not for any of these fraud cases.
Your governor came out and he said, well, after the Feeding Our Future, well, yes, no one has been criminally charged in my government with it. Well, yeah, because you're in charge of criminally charging him. You're AG, and he's not going to do it. And again, I don't know that this is criminal, but it shows me from Bob, the guy in charge of that department, to his boss and the human services boss, no one cares. This could not happen in a private business. You couldn't see a 40-time explosion in a department and not have a conversation with somebody.
No, not even that. And then, in 2023, again, there was 40% increase in spending across the state. A 40% increase.
And we expect there's no fraud.
What my partners across the aisle like to say is we invested in the state. I said, I don't know. I don't think we're investing in much of anything except, the ability to spend money. But
and so I'm asking you, sir, because I know it's tough.
Yeah.
They decided not to go with an independent Office of Inspector General. Someone that could go. They went again. Well, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. It hasn't passed. You on the Senate, 60 out of 67 said, yeah, you bet. We're good.
Yeah. Yep.
The House
Democrats
couldn't
said,
get enough votes to vote on it. Tell me there's not something inside somewhere that they like that 104. Well, when you add it all up, 2.6, 21, 60, 130, $250 million went away, and not one human was probably helped, according to this guy. Somebody likes it because they won't even vote on making it stop.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. What do you mean? Yeah. I can't accept.
I'm having the same thoughts because I don't know. Believe it or not, like I'm not a crooked senator. I don't, profit from any of this stuff. But it sure feels like someone is.
Someone has to be. And
that's the thing. Where did the money go? Who is being charged? Okay, they shut the program down. Great. Who is going to prison for it? Where did the money go?
And is this the AG? Is this Ellison's job? Because another thing that I just want to throw out, many of the same people in that list of all the frauds that I came up with were dipping into more than one fraud. Hey, Feeding Our Futures work. Let's try child care. Let's try adult daycare. These guys are double, triple dipping and stealing from us, and we won't even stop it.
Yeah.
Well, who do I yell at? You stop smiling and saying, yeah, at me. Who do we yell at? I know. How do we make Ellison do his job?
I yell at the radio guys. I yell at the newspaper guys. I yell at the people in the Senate. I'm like, what is going on? Not one person. It's like a really poorly written comedy sketch,
It's uncanny because you don't have to do anything hard to steal from us.
No.
You literally said, I met Al. I just talked to him for 150 hours. And then you put in 10, 20 of those. You're like, how many hours you got in a day? Don't matter to us. Just send the check and we'll figure it out later. No one cares. It's crazy, buddy. I'm not happy.
Well,
and you smiling about it.
Yeah, what else can you do at this point?
I'm crying, yes. All right.
Let's kind of like our fellow senator that has now been convicted, and we just sat through, how many different ethics hearings going, are you guys drunk? Why are we not? Yeah. Why are you not admitting the most admittable thing that you could be admitting?
Yeah. And that, boy, you bring that up too. I wanted so much that she said she had an excuse and she was going to, you'll understand. I wanted that to be true so bad. And there
Yeah.
was nothing. It was a whole
No.
big nothing burger for 15 months, 18 months, whatever it's been. Yeah, good
It's
point.
pretty amazing.
I got to go to break. When we come back, we'll talk more with Senator Lang on the Al Travis Show.
A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside and out. It gets down into your lungs, and it's bad for your health. Now there's an environmentally friendly solution for your dust problems. It's called DustLock. DustLock can control all your summer dust problems with just one application. Protect your vehicle and your lungs. Learn more at dustlock.com.
If you could save a life, would it be worth 60 minutes of your time? SAVE, Suicide Awareness Voices of Education, wants you to know that you can save a life. The One Step Ahead online suicide prevention training teaches you the 4 easy steps to talking to a friend, coworker, or family member about suicide and how you can give them the help they need. Best of all, the training is free. To sign up and take the training, go to save.org/one-step-ahead. That's save.org/one-step-ahead.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
This just came up, and I do want to stress it. Senator Lang, so this just came out. I just got it through KSTP. Department of Human Services not talking a lot about what we've been chatting about here since they decided the intention to terminate the housing stability program and eventually redesign and relaunch it.
Oh, awesome.
Whoa, we haven't talked about that yet. There's one guy says their clients, they've reported legitimate work, and they've got dozens of people into stable housing. So far we know 24 people have gotten stable housing. We've spent $250 million. Senator Lang, I'll do it for half the price, guaranteed you. You give me $500,000 per person, I will find them housing. Don't you worry.
I was just going to say, I think you could probably do that for much less.
That's
like what kind of gall and what's going through your mind when you even make a statement like that, much less put it in the paper.
What, and to sit here as we're all discussing how crazy this is, well, we're going to redesign it. I don't trust you. You designed this one. You couldn't, I could get out of this wet paper bag, no problem. I don't think Are you able mid-season when you guys aren't in, you're not able to do anything to stop it? Housing comes back out and says, "Oh, we got to figure it out now." We start it back up. It just goes, right?
I would have. Well,
that's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what their budget was, I suppose. But
all right.
Yeah.
Now you fly for a living, right? You're a medical flyer guy, right?
Yep.
So when you're in Minnesota and you're flying around, is it as bad up there as it down here? The smoke from Canada?
Oh, it's horrible.
Even when you get up high, I mean, okay.
Yeah, you can get above it, but at the last few days, it's been several thousand feet.
Okay.
So
let me ask you this. I find this hilarious. Just me. Canada's got wildfires. Canada's got their problems, and it drifts here. I get it. I'm not happy about it. It bothers my allergies. But the congressional delegation for Minnesota got together, wrote a very sternly written letter to Canada, and mailed it to them.
The Republicans or Democrats?
Both.
Or all
so I
of
understand all of them. They put it together. I think they both said separate. My point being is, you're sitting there, Prime Minister of Canada's like, oh, wait a minute. Those Minnesota congressmen, they've got a point. These fires are... What do you think you're going to get out of it? What?
I don't know. That feels like a exercise in futility, but...
You think. It's like, holy smoke. Other thing I want to talk about, Texas redistricting is this huge thing. They call it gerrymandering. Minnesota, in my opinion, shouldn't talk much, but the American Experiment did a whole rundown, and in reality, Minnesota's pretty good. 50% of our legislators are of each party.
Yeah. If you look at the map in Minnesota, there are some districts that are very gerrymandered.
You're talking on the House. You're down now in Minnesota House and Senate side. We've done some futzing there, but on a congressional side, that's what they did. 50% of people vote Democrat, 50% are of the legislator is that way. So, but here's where my point is: Minnesota shouldn't talk. I think Minnesota shouldn't talk much because we can't get this done without the judiciary getting involved. They have to do it because the legislators can't do it well. I don't think we should talk. Your thoughts on the gerrymandering, Minnesota or Texas?
Well, I looked at the Texas, and I mean, I don't know. Like in comparison to what Minnesota looks like, I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest. I mean, if you look at a map of Minnesota, and it would be the Senate and the House districts, but there's one that has up in northern Minnesota that it's pretty egregious how that is put together.
I look at Rich Draheim's. My guy, Rich Draheim, has got the craziest zigzag Z24 county thing. It's crazy when you look back to Julie Rosen just a term or two ago. No, Minnesota, I don't think we can play games and tell people how to do their stuff, my opinion.
No. And to be honest, Texas didn't. I mean, I looked at it, didn't look that bad. And then Newsom came out and said he was going to do it to get back at Texas for some reason, to offset Republicans and Democrats. And I, for the life of me, I'm thinking to myself, I think you get other things to worry about in California.
They have their fires as well. Sir, are you a big Viking fan?
I try to be.
I ask you this question. Do you play J.J. McCarthy, our quarterback, in this weird game Saturday night that means nothing against the Texas Rangers? Do you even put that kid in? Do you risk him?
Maybe just for the public aspect of it, maybe to show people what exactly he is and get some hype for the Vikings prior to the season. And I don't know.
Okay. I would like you to do one more thing very quick with the Vikings note. Can you pass some sort of law that Viking games have to be on TV here? NFL Network's got this game. They've got the two games that are in, across the pond. And then there's some Prime Video something mid-season. I don't want all this. I don't want it.
Well,
I want Channel 9 or whatever to have it.
Why on God's green earth do we not have all of our sporting events televised live? Why, if you're the Twins or the Wild in particular, why wouldn't you put that on TV? Why don't you want to grow your fan base? Why do you have these, you got to buy this ticket and this package and you got to look at it. I don't understand that at all. I mean, I thought you were trying to, sell more sweatshirts and tickets, but
you're too young for this, I bet. But back in the day when the Vikings weren't sold out, wasn't going to be on TV, we got General Mills would buy like 5,000 tickets so that they'd be sold out so that it could show up on TV. We love them for that. Let's get back to that, because I'm used to my TV having my Vikings on. I got to fly, my friend. Appreciate you taking the
Sounds
time.
good.
I really do.
Yep.
Senator
Thanks, Al.
Lang on the Al Travis Show.